No brakes, no electrics. That's fine. Yeah, that's running.
I've got a tiny pink one.
If you die, it's not my fault, right?
I need more bolts to caress.
Anyone else feel that way about their wives? Leaving your wife at home sobbing for the sake of Max.
She was a bit, yeah.
That's the Max.
Never mind that.
Another Max.
Max's apprentice, Max was my apprentice, has done all the rear brakes and rear suspension. So if anything falls apart there, it's Max's fault.
Yep.
We've carefully deduced that. If the rust falls apart, that's his fault because he undersealed it, and underseal we all know is much stronger than metal.
Just the paint.
And we have found more air, airflow bubbles, holes, but that's fine. Rear brakes done, drop links done, rear ball joints done, front brakes done, interior almost together, frunk tidy. Wiper blades done. We don't need brake lines. Front brake lines on. We just need to add brake fluid.
Brick fluid.
Brick fluid.
Wheels.
Wheels after the brick fluid. And it should move and stop. It did move before, to be fair. It just didn't stop. Yeah, it'll stop. We need to do something about the curry sauce in here. I think the front drop links are Bluetooth at the moment, so someone could bolt them on if they liked. I think it might fail for the boots, but if you're really careful with them, they might just pass. Could you responsibly get rid of that?
Yes, I'll put it in the responsible disposal.
Yeah, the official brake fluid responsible cleaning section. Right. The light should go off now.
It's quite a nice pump you've got there, Piggy.
Thanks. Right, and then Dave can run around the 4 leads.
Yeah. I can definitely do that.
There's lots of fluid in
Oh, crap. No, that was that. Sorry, Dave was laughing, he's distracted. This is how the professionals do it. You just lay on the car and you get excellent access.
You remember Mighty Car Mods, when he had one of these, he had it for a short project?
Yeah.
He took the boot off.
Yeah, you did. We haven't done that.
No, that was a smart idea. We didn't have to work too much on the engine, I've just sort of put oil in it and sent it. Done. Brake hoses, done. Brake fluid, done. Heat shields. Yeah, interior's sort of rust. We'll work on that. Heat shields into there.
Yeah, well, I think what it does is it goes in here loose and then we just leave it there. Ready to go, yeah? Yeah.
Just stay clear because it's about to go a little bit dodgy.
A bit of wood away.
Yeah, that's true.
That must feel really weird. Go. Nobody died. It's fine.
Do the brakes still work?
Hope so. If they don't, it's Dave's fault. What was that? It's my manly pride. There was a noise. My word. Do that again. It's fine.
No, I mean, that's them to somehow fit all the way up there.
No.
And that's saying a guy who's in there next time.
Nightmare.
And then we'll
Next week on the karting. Everyone, I've just bought an MR2.
Oh no, it doesn't have a turbo.
No. Just Best we fix up this, I suppose. Now I am in two minds about fixing it up because rear brakes do get hot, and so as the air flows along here, some of it's grabbed for the engine and the cooling area, and then the rest of it can go through these vent holes into the wheel well, cool the brakes, back out the wheels, back out the other holes, into the boot, you know? So I do think maybe this is an OEM design, and I kind of feel like I'm doing it no favours welding it up. There you go, Max. I fixed it for you. Mint. I fixed all the holes behind as well. There you go. Perfect. Looks like OEM. A mint. Perfect. Let's just ignore the fact that the radiator's completely goosed, like completely rotten along the bottom. So I'm hoping between now and the next piece of video I'll find a second-hand one for like 20 quid and we'll slide that one in. Probably takes like 8 hours to get to it, hopefully not. But let's do that in the next sequence. This wheel was binding heavily after doing all that broke on Sunday, so came in to have a look, found out that these bolts were actually loose. Not great. I'm not naming any Dave names, but they were loose. But they actually made contact with the disc when fully tight, so we've added a washer. Fine, perfect, because we were missing one. One piston was completely seized, so we freed that all off. Someone had definitely serviced these because they had new seals in, whenever that was. Greased it all up, done it all sorted. Now we're just getting the anti-roll bar off because both are going to get replaced. And we've also added a split pin because I noticed it was missing, and those, when they've got no split pin, fail. We also noted this was loose. That's also sorted. We are winning, people. Yummy. Oh, shiny new drop linky anti-roll bar thingies. Yeah, there's a nice split pin that doesn't really fit. Well, hopefully just be okay. Perfect. Split ball joint fixed. Yeah. All we need to do is fit the radiator, sort the window out in the interior trim. MOT time. So Dave's here from Perfectly Polished. Oxfordshire and its surrounding areas are covered. He mostly deals in Premier sports cars, but he also deals in sheds, so he came to clean up the MR2, which is very kind of him. And just as a comparison, I mean, it is grot this side, and it is... Yeah, that is amazing. You're right about, we just had a chat about premium carpets, that you can just tell that's a better carpet than most carpets you get in modern cars today. And for a light car, pretty impressive. So yeah, it's really coming up nicely inside. We're going to give the outside a wash off just before he arrives. But we found some gems. I've been worried about missing bits of interior and we're missing the tweeter cover, but he found it. He also found... Oh yes, we've got jewellery. So Max will appreciate that, I'm sure. It says to please use the advice given in the leaflet, so we'll keep the leaflet. And to treasure it forever, I hope he does. And it says... Congratulations on choosing the enclosed product. So congratulations, Max. We'll hide that somewhere. Let's put it in there. So there you go. A little gift for you to find. I expect he'll hoover that out. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't even know it exists. But there we go. There's a gift for you. So for whatever reason, we're missing, excuse the jet engine, but we're missing a wire that goes across, so that when you pull this lever here, both rails disengage and fixed. That works mint. Now just sort out the weirdly rusty thingy. That's not nice. Fixed. Yeah. It's okay, Dave. I got this. Oh wow. Oh, mint. Factory fresh. Oh, it actually smells nice as well. Can you smell that, people? Oh, it smells good. So it's been quite good as Dave's been cleaning the car. We found this tweeter cover for the other side, which I thought was missing, which is cool. I just found this little cover here, which goes there, which is cool. We also managed to find a trim piece that fits right under there, just a little piece there, which is cool. And then this little trim piece also was found, which surrounds the gear lever stick thing. So we're going to try and tidy this area up next. But actually the interior, so far, is 100% complete, which is pretty amazing. The original gear knob, that would have been nice to have, but you know, beggars and choosers. And that roof lining, look at that, looks brand new. It's looking amazing. Awesome! Awesome. So we're going to give it a professional exterior valet now. We've got the eBay special car shampoo and a nice brush. I'm just going to brush off all the dust first, because you know, you don't want to rub it in the dust when you're using a shampoo and a sponge. That's a bad thing. So we use this nice brush just to brush the dust off first. That's always the first thing you do. There you go. See, it's come up better already. That's always a good sign when the water you've washed off is rainbow coloured. So if you got bits of annoying overspray from a moron before that oversprayed, no clay bar, no fancy tools, no problem. Get some old acetone, bit of cloth, yeah, perfect, and just take it away. Beautiful. See? Mint. And final little touch-ups on this side to make the two-tone look just as terrible as it couldn't be, but better than it is now, I think. Well, doesn't that look better? We dusted some paint on this side. I mean, it's not obviously good, but it is black, and that's sort of how it was meant to be from one guy. I mean, it's actually not meant to be two-tone, but Max can sort that out when he replaces the door skins and the sills and does the whole car. But yeah, it looks a lot better. We've taken all like the scuffs off where we can. I mean, it is really rough, this bodywork, and they'd sanded the corners here for some reason. I think they thought about carrying on with the paint. So we just buffed them a little bit because they were seriously scratched, and just taken off all the overspray, which was nice. And again, the same had happened here. And then we've added some wax on the lights and where we polished. So looking good. Finally, after about a week of it going backwards and forwards with couriers, the radiators arrived and the door regulator for the window. MOT is booked for less than 24 hours. I got 20 hours to go, I think. No. Yeah, 18 hours to go. So I better get the rad in, get all that back together, get the interior back together, take it for MOT. This is interesting. It's definitely a lighter design. I think that might be the original. Whatever, let's fit that one, because that one's not leaking. As I'm sure you can clearly see, radiator's fitted. Lots of copper grease on all the threads. You can thank me later, Max. That's all bled up nice. It does bleed really easy. The top there, you just fill up the coolant and it just bleeds down, a little bleed screw there, and done. And be out for a quick spin just to get the brakes bedded in, and they have bedded in pretty good. They're looking okay, actually. They've cleaned up all right, and they do stop really nicely, so that's good. The clutch is definitely on its way out, but Max can deal with that later. Definitely on its way out. And we had billowing smoke when I came to a stop. I was panicked, actually, but I think there's oil coming from the back of the rocker pouring down the back of the engine, and then sort of trying to set fire to itself. So it actually was loose, that rear bolt there and one over there, so we've tightened them down, cleaned it all down, and Max can worry about that later. We're back from the MOT. One failure. 1,002,000 advisories. That's fine. Expected. Failed it on the shocker leaking oil, so we're just going to fix that. Yep, fixed. The carnage of doing a damper insert. It puked a bit over there, and I came over here, and it puked a bit more, and then it puked a bit more, and it's still puking everywhere. Dad. Yeehaw! Woohoo! Woo! Woo! It's passed. Let's ignore them. Passed. Ignored. Passed. The car is ready. It's ready. Ironically, Max is on his way and kind of broken down and looking for a car to scrounge for a day, but I don't want to reel too early. And this really does need a cam belt. Like, it's about to snap. And the clutch is not good. So we're going to do the right thing and fit some brackets so that looks better. Managed to find these brackets from the same guy who helped us out with engine running, John. Very rare, apparently. Can barely find them anywhere, so I don't know where the originals went. Yeah, so they weren't cheap for what they are, but we've got them. We might as well fit them, and then at least obviously the interior looks a bit better. I can't seem to stretch this stuff over here, but that's fine. Just let's try and make this look a bit neater. So we're going to go from that to this. I do wish we'd found somewhere in the car, because that's pretty grot. Sorry, yeah, that is pretty grot. I wish we'd found somewhere in the car the original gear knob, and I really can't stretch this leather around the original clasp, so maybe we can find for him at some point. He can find someone on Facebook willing to donate original gear knob with the sleeve, the gator thing. Not the alligator, the gator. Not the crocodile, the gator. But the brackets have put these all in the right place. I think it looks really neat and tidy now. We've sorted out some clips around here, and these were upside down, so this is all fine now, works nice. And even, it didn't before, but now, sort of sorted out the electronics. It does actually work. Which there's speakers behind me and one down there, but there's no speaker there. I've got no tapes, and the aerial doesn't go up or down, so yeah. But you know, other than that, perfect. Now we've just done the most important thing, got the clock right. Drink, my pretty. 99 octane with lots and lots of way too much injector cleaner. Perfect. Alright, so we need to sit down into the car. It's really low. Okay, let's just bolt you in. Okay, right, so we've just got to go somewhere to see what's on. Won't take long. Cool. Better get my belt on. Not far away. What is this? Oh, it's broken? That's what it is. decided Piggypower. We give Max a new project car.
Oh, hello. And now we get stuck in the field. And here's everybody. Is everybody in on this then?
Just them lot. So this is the point he starts to realise a couple of things. One, it's flat as a fart. Two, the clutch slips. And three, we need to do the camo on it today.
Really?
Yeah, desperately. But it's a non-interference engine, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh, and there's oil pouring. Should I tell him how old the brakes are? Is it now we tell him how old the brakes are?
Hold on, eh? And do you know what? Piggy got me here under the pretense that I would be doing stuff, so I wore my work clothes and I thought to myself, will I have a shower before I come? No. And now I've realised he's filmed me for stuff, but I look as scruffy as you like.
It's okay though, because the wipers work really well, as you can see. Indicator on the right.
Yes,
But we've got some of this, so that's fine. It smells nice in here. So Max has owned this approximately 44 minutes, and he already has it in pieces. In pieces. Like, we can't run it. It's got no inlet manifold. The rocker cover's just going back on when it was off. And it's like, the cam belt's being ripped off. Like, this is what you do when we give you a gift? Seriously? You just rip it apart and fix it?
Well, if it was already properly working, wouldn't have to pull it apart.
Well, it was sort of working.
I think so.
Sort of is good enough, isn't it?
It is for me.
So we found that it was leaking oil at the back here, and the bolts were either missing or loose. So we've added lots of easy gasket, and we've made up some fancy washers to make some nice new bolts, which I've got nice stainless ones for him, which he won't be able to see when it all goes back together, but he will notice when it doesn't run out of oil. He's quite happy, people. You might have seen that in the GoPro footage. Although he has, like, sometimes the emotions of a hedge, so you couldn't really tell. It's sort of very slow to come out, you know?
I am very happy.
But he's very happy, of
But I
course.
am quite...
I think he's most pleased because he's been driving that, and now he gets to drive this.
Yes.
So this will be the last bit of video, time-wise, might be the last piece of the video that I release. Cam belt is on, nice fresh one. That is the worst tensioner we've ever had to deal with. Way overcomplicated. We've sealed up the inlet manifold, which had lots of leaks and bolts missing, and fixed lots of bolts which were missing as well, and hopefully cured the oil leak. Put some oil in it, tighten up the airbox. Golden.
Yeah. Time to redline it continuously.
Yeah! Time to test how bad that clutch is. Right, so we're done. This is now Max's car. Handing over. I won't turn any more spanners on this car. Ever.
Oh, don't say that.
I wash my hands.
Who knows what the future holds?
I washed my hands. Goodbye, MR2. It was nice knowing you. Admittedly, you have changed my mind from hating them to admiring your technological beauty. Here he goes, everyone. He's driving it home. Now I'm very nervous. And that sort of work.
That's okay. Do you know what I'm excited about? I'm excited in breaking down in something different than a Volvo. So I'm looking forward to.
Hang on. Oh, I can see it now!
Ooh, surprise.
Oh, he's made it his own, look. Boots are in there, jack's in the boot.
Yeah.
Stereo works, sort of.
Work.
Yeah. Enjoy the tunes.
Yeah.
The 3SGE soundtrack home.
Absolutely.
Or at least a few miles down the road. Bye! Not my responsibility anymore. Oh, very tentative. Goodbye, Max.